Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by Diet Coke. You know that moment when you just need to hit pause and refresh? An ice-cold Diet Coke isn't just a break. It's your chance to catch your breath and savor a moment that's all about you. Always refreshing, still the same great taste. Diet Coke. Make time for you time.
I am Madison Timmons.
I'm Chris Susi.
And we're paranormal specialists who live in the... I'm Madison Timmons.
And I'm JT Timmons.
And we're the co-creators of the hit podcast, The Most Haunted City on Earth.
Look, we love ghosts, but we also love true crime. So we here at Haunted City Studios decided to create From One to Wicked.
Disturbing Savannah history. So sit back and kill some time with us.
And remember, next time you're walking down the street,
you might just be passing a perfect Wicked 10.
Boom.
Hello, and welcome to an extra episode of From
the most
One to
haunted
Wicked.
city on Earth.
We're doing
No, we're doing the most haunted city on Earth.
Well, kinda. We're doing like a little fusion episode
Are
today. Yeah, hence the background.
What?
I know you probably didn't notice. Everybody else probably noticed if you're watching this. And if you're just listening, you're probably like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you don't know this yet, but I'm going to cut the intros together. And they're going to be already freaking confused. I forgot we're not on the From One to Wicked, so I can't say the F word, but yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. If this is your first episode listening to us, welcome. This is an interesting one to choose.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Madison Timmons.
And I'm JT Timmons.
And today we're going to do a fusion of true crime and paranormal, my two favorite topics. But we also wanted to... since we're doing an extra episode, we wanted to show you a little bit of how From One to Wicked works.
Yes. We're not going to take away your The Most Haunted City on Earth episode, of course, but we wanted to add one.
Yes. So all three of these stories that we're going to talk about have a really nice blend of true crime with paranormal as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about 3 different houses that have hauntings directly caused by true crime.
Ooh.
And one of them... the ghost might be the criminal.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's fun.
So to give you a little idea of how typically From One to Wicked works, and if you're wondering where Chris is, Chris doesn't do One to Wicked because true crime's just not his thing.
Yeah.
And that's totally fair. Not everybody loves true crime, but JT and I devour it.
We devour it like every day.
So
it's
we decided,
kind of unhealthy.
Right. And then the way we put our own little spin on this is that we rate each of these cases or criminals based off of our 5 different categories. So we have brutality, premeditation, motive, difficulty of investigation, and body count.
Woo woo.
Now, because this is an episode where we're covering 3 different cases and they're not necessarily deep dives, because this episode would be 4 hours long if I did deep dives on every single thing. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be rating this particular episode, but if you want to hear us talk about any other sort of true crime events, we oftentimes will stick to a lot of current events when it comes to, serial killers who are being executed that week.
Yep.
True crime events that have happened in the last 10 years, things like that. So those we rate heavily. And if you'd like to hear more true crime from us, you can find us over on From One to Wicked.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get into the episode.
Let's jump right into it.
So the first place that we're going to talk about is the Kreischer Mansion, which is in Staten Island, New York.
I've never heard of it.
It's one of the most haunted houses in America, supposedly.
Ooh.
And I don't know if that's just Staten Island marketing it as the most haunted house. That's sometimes how it goes. But supposedly it's the most haunted house in New York.
Okay.
So, and actually Colin Browen, it was funny when I was looking this up, I found an article and one of the sources they linked was an episode of Colin Browen going to investigate
Well,
this.
of course, he's been
And I was
freaking
like,
everywhere.
That's so funny. But yeah, so to kind of give you a gist of this, in 2005, this house has had a mob hitman murder.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of tragic past from the 1800s. So there's a lot to work with here.
Okay.
And so first off, this is the house.
Okay. Oh, it's beautiful.
It was created by a German, so
Yeah, it looks
it
Germanic.
it looks very Germanic. It's
Yeah.
very fairy tale like.
Yeah. I like the tower.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
like
open air tower.
I like the tower too.
That's dope.
I would like a tower like that.
I know. I'll get you a tower eventually, babe.
So this is the man who built it.
Okay. It looks like he'd be the man who built
His
it.
name's Balthasar Kreischer.
Not Balthazar.
I know. It sounds like a warlock. It's,
Yeah. Balthazar.
Balthasar Kreischer, and he was an immigrant from Bavarian, Germany, Bavaria, founding the Kreischer Brick Manufactory in Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
And the area in which his successful business impacted the growth of the surrounding area was originally called Kreischerville. It is no longer called that.
Okay.
Today, the area is known as Charleston, Staten Island.
Charleston, Staten Island.
It's just like the little area of Staten Island. But
Okay. Like a suburb.
In a sense, you
Or
know
a
how
borough?
I would say more like a borough,
It's
a
like a
district,
subborough.
yeah, like a district, if you will. But
Mm-hmm.
so a fitting name for where this place is located. The house is the address is 4500 Arthur Kill Road.
Was the person who was murdered named Arthur?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't know who Arthur is, and I don't
Okay.
know why he was killed.
Yeah.
But yeah, supposedly that is the name of the road, Arthur Kill Road.
Okay.
And it was built around 1885 by Balthasar Kreischer. He purchased this land in Staten Island and began plans for retirement. He also constructed twin homes for his sons, Charles and Edward, and these are what the two houses look like. They're exact.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's just two of the same house right
Exactly.
next to each other.
Yes,
He just literally said copy paste.
basically, yeah.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Right.
That's weird.
But yes.
I've never seen two houses that look that intricate,
Look exactly
the same right next
Yeah.
to each other. It's like you mirrored them.
Well, I think his logic was he didn't want one son to think he was, favoring the other, so he gave them the same exact thing.
Sure. Okay.
So,
Weird flex, but all right.
well, you got to be fair to your kids.
Yeah, but I don't know. No, I got you. I got you.
So basically, the house sat on a hill and was a large, asymmetrically massed 2.5-story house, wood framed and styled in late Victorian.
Okay.
Which all of that is very accurate. And if you look at the house, it looks very late Victorian. The house featured verandas, gables with jigsaw barge boards.
I love a jigsaw barge board. Super into them.
You're such a dork. I can't say what I want to actually say. But it has decorative railings, tall chimneys, and a corner tower.
Corner tower.
Now, these houses were across the street from their father's brick factory, where eventually Edward, one of the sons' body was found one evening in 1894.
Ooh.
He had been shot in the temple.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to get killed with a brick, I swear.
Yeah, well, that would be like too easy.
Yeah,
you
on the
know?
nose.
Yeah. So the mystery of Edward's death prompted Charles to investigate using his own unique methods of inquiry. Charles brought Edward's body into his home and performed a seance to communicate with him to find out if he was murdered or if he committed suicide.
No way.
Yeah. Because they couldn't tell because,
Shut up.
Yeah. So he literally performed a seance with his brother's dead body.
That's like, I don't know. You hear about that in movies, but
Yeah.
not in real life. He actually did that?
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Jumped right into the paranormal.
Well, yeah, that's what
And that
I'm
was
saying.
at what, 1894?
1894.
Hot damn. Mm-hmm. Wow.
The Victorians were very into
Yeah.
seances, and well, technically, that's a little bit into, I guess, the Edwardian. Maybe.
Yeah, it's weird when the paranormal is so openly accepted, like in times that are before the 80s.
Well, so
It's
you got to
just
think about it. In this time
strange.
period specifically, this was a very big boom for psychic interests. Like people
Yeah.
would go to watch psychics
Yeah.
do live seances and things, which we all know now is very staged, and they had all sorts of mechanisms oftentimes to make it appear that they were communing with spirits and having them knock on tables and things like that, but not the case. And so it gave people this accessibility, I guess is a good way to put it, to the paranormal.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
especially if you're rich, you had the money to go see these types of shows. So Charles, he was just suspicious. He was like, this feels wrong, so I'm gonna just do my little seance. But it is said that Charles had no idea what he was doing, as you would imagine. And basically, he opened up all kinds of portals for the dead to come through.
Oh, shoot. So he didn't say goodbye? Bro.
No, he didn't close any of this.
Oh, no.
And so the problem was he didn't know how to close these portals, and that's what caused the house to become a refuge for spirits, supposedly.
Yikes.
Now, reportedly, Edward's wife, so the man who's dead, had an affair with a doctor, and Edward found out, and his wife was poisoning him with the doctor's help.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Yes.
I'm into it.
So
This is a movie.
literally.
Like, why are we not making a movie about this?
Yeah, I know.
This is a total film.
It really is.
That's crazy.
And so, yeah, basically they think that's why he committed suicide, but it's very murky still to this day.
the
because-
murder at Twin Mansion.
Literally. Also, the story gets a little confusing at this point because some sources say that Edward's house is the one that's still standing, while Charles's house is the one that either fell apart or burned to the ground. But other people report that it's the other way around. Either way, there's only one house nowadays. Also, it's important to mention that Balthasar Kreischer also died in his mansion on August 25th, 1886.
Balthazar would be a really good pet name for a very innocent looking animal.
I agree with that. I feel like a chihuahua.
Chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
Balthazar the chinchilla.
Honestly,
come on.
that's a great name for a chinchilla.
I know. We ever get a chinchilla? I'm a dog guy, so we probably would never get a chinchilla. But if we ever did, his name's Balthazar.
There you go. So the one house that is left standing is still sitting on the 4.8 acres today, and it's not going anywhere because in 1968 it was declared a historical landmark.
Oh wow!
So that's always really nice for us paranormal people.
Yeah.
And now, so as if the mansion's reputation wasn't bleak enough, one of the house's caretakers used it to commit a grotesque murder. So there's more.
Hot damn.
Now, over 100 years later, after the Kreischers were living in this house, a man named Robert McKelvey was murdered in the house. And so in April 2005, Joseph Joe Black Young was hired by the Bonanno family to take out Robert McKelvey, who owed money to Bonanno patriarch Gino Galestro.
Wow.
And so Joe Black, accompanied by 3 other men, managed to get McKelvey into the mansion where he stabbed the unsuspecting man with a knife.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had a séance, and then
After a suicide.
a few decades later, well, more than a few decades, half a century later, you have a hit.
By a mob.
That's
Yeah.
pretty. That's got to be a haunted ass house. Dang.
Yeah. And so this became murder attempt number 1 because McKelvey didn't die.
Whoa.
Instead, the bleeding man bolted for the door. The other men grabbed him and attempted to strangle him. This, too, was unsuccessful. They're really bad hitmen, obviously.
They are horrible.
It took all 4 of the men to eventually drown McKelvey in a shallow pool in the front yard.
Jeez. Stabbed, strangled, and drowned.
Yes. And then the killers then took the body to the basement, cut it into small pieces, and disposed of each piece one at a time in a coal-burning furnace.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
So like everything
That's a brutal thing.
It's really brutal.
It's a brutal murder.
And that's quite literally everything you could possibly do to create a haunting, especially in a place that has open portals.
Yeah, you got open portals. You have somebody who was killed and didn't expect it. And not only was he killed, he was tortured beforehand. He was stabbed and
strangled.
We got photos.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, we'll get into that in just one
photos.
Let me finish this up, and then we'll talk about the photos.
I love a good photo.
It took an entire year before the FBI was able to fully investigate this murder, by the way, which is what?
Yeah.
Like, you're the FBI. That's like your whole job.
Yeah. I mean, someone must have held him up.
I guess so. But by that time, the furnace in the basement had been removed from the building. However, enough evidence was recovered to sentence Joe Black to life in prison in 2008. And in 2009, Galestro was given 20 years for ordering the hit. Nowadays, the house is used as a haunted house during Halloween season.
No way.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Holy crap.
Which is honestly super disturbing, but also really interesting
I'm
all
into
at the
it.
same time. But others, so people, when they talk about the hauntings here, a lot of people will talk about how Frida, which is Edward Kreischer's wife, the cheating woman, which I don't know how much merit there is to this specifically being Frida. There is the haunting of a woman there, but I don't know if it's just something that came through when the portals were opened. But everybody calls her Frida, even though she tried to kill her husband. So I don't know how much she would want to stay in that house.
Yeah.
But
Maybe she can't get out.
maybe. And so others talk about a German cook who was killed in the home, supposedly. There's not a lot of information on that, but that's the rumor. And apparently this entity bangs on pots and pans in the kitchens. There are also claims of wailing children who had been locked in a closet for misbehaving, and they're trying to escape. Now, this is a photo that somebody captured taking a photo outside of the house. So this woman was a guest there, but this woman was not.
I was about to say, I'm like, if that's the entity, she is realistic looking. Oh, Lord. What the freak?
So that's who they're saying.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so they're saying that's supposedly Frida.
Acura dares to drive beyond standard. A torque vectoring super handling all-wheel drive system, standard in the Acura RDX. Panoramic moonroof and premium 3-row seating, standard in the Acura MDX. Sound that surrounds you, an 18-speaker Bang & Olufsen premium sound system comes standard in the all-electric ZDX, the Acura RDX, ZDX, and MDX, where precision meets craftsmanship. Visit Acura.com to learn more.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.
Girl, I don't think that's Frida.
No. Dude, look at them cheekbones.
It's creepy.
Ooh.
It's creepy. It's like giving Grim Reaper.
Man. I'm super into that. And she's behind her. Like the camera person, the person taking the camera caught a moment of something lurking on somebody.
So scary.
That's
so scary.
If you know, like if you've ever seen the woman with mismatched fingers or any of the other scary things that I've directed, that is my type of horror. Are things lurking in the corner, things looking at you through the window,
things looking at you and you don't know it. Like yeah.
I'm super
I
into
knew
that.
when I found this photo that you were just gonna be like eating this up. And especially too because it's like very clearly not photoshopped because of the fact that all the information looks like it's in the photo.
Oh yeah.
Like
No,
that would take a lot of effort to blend all of this out.
She do.
And obviously I'm not the Photoshop expert here, but to me, I was just like an
that's how you're
average,
supposed to.
Average observer. It looks like all of that information is organic.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's the same exact pixelation all the way through.
Yeah.
Wild.
Super scary, though. But this photo was a part of the reason why I was like, I don't feel like it's Frida. I feel like they saw a woman ghost and they're like, it has to be Frida.
It has to be Frida. That happens all the time, dude.
I'm like, girl, like, she did not like her husband. She was actively trying to murder him, which I don't know their relationship. Maybe he deserved it. But
Bruh.
I'm just saying, if I were her and I was trying to kill you, not that I would. Not that I would.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm just saying, if I were her and I was trying to do that, I would not stick around as a ghost. I don't want to kill JT, by the way. That's not what I'm.
I mean, sometimes she does.
Depends on the day. Anyways,
It does.
So the next
depends
one.
if I took my medicine.
Fair enough. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Leonard Lake and Charles Nguyen. I'm assuming NG is his last name. Nguyen cabin. And so this one is in Wileyville, California. So this one you're going to like a lot. This is a very interesting and somewhat modern true crime.
Okay.
When I say modern, it happened in the 80s. When it was
that's fair.
The boom of people just losing their ever-living minds. So this basically was an event that happened multiple times in the 80s where Lake and Yin kidnapped, tortured, and murdered as many as 25 people in a remote cabin.
What? Wait, do I not know about this?
I don't think you do. I didn't know about this.
If you didn't know about it, I probably didn't.
When I'm telling you, when I put this episode together, I was looking for like underground stories that like I've never heard of. Never heard of this case, and it's insane.
Dude, okay. Tell me.
Okay, so
real fast, before we jump into this, should we let the listeners who don't listen to From One to Wicked know why we do this, like where this came from?
Oh yeah, we can totally.
Tell them.
Okay, so basically, the way we started From One to Wicked is because when JT and I travel, which is very often, we are because we're in the U.S. It's a lot of times easier to just drive places because we like to bring our dogs, and so when we're on these long drives, we will oftentimes look up different serial killers or like insane crimes that would happen in the place that we're going to or in places that we're driving through, even if they're small towns, because sometimes the small towns have the best stories.
Yes.
And so we will, I'll read JT these stories. And so we would oftentimes spend like hours just like discording these stories as we were reading them.
Yeah.
And so eventually we were like, this would be a really interesting podcast if we can like rate them too. Because it's not to glorify these killers, but if anything, we want to see who is the most heinous killer or individual that we can find.
That's it.
And so also we started a thing now where I think we're going to come up with ugly names.
Ugly names for serial killers.
For serial killers, because I've like always had this thought where I'm like, why do we give these horrible people these like badass supervillain names?
Hillside Strangler.
Yeah, it's like
BTK, although he named himself.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't deserve to sound cool, you know? They deserve to be the hairy toe killer.
Yeah, the most recent episode that we uploaded was called the Cat Litter Killer.
And that's not because that's what he was called. That's what we're going to be calling him from now on.
But anyway, all right, let's jump into it.
So Charles Chiat Nguyen was born on December 24th, 1960 in Hong Kong, China.
Okay.
He was the son of a wealthy businessman and was a rebellious teenager who was frequently caught stealing and was expelled from several schools. So exactly what you would imagine from a serial killer. Also, this is him, by the way.
Okay.
That was one of the better photos I could get of him.
His beady eyes.
He had very beady eyes.
He looks rat-like almost.
Oh, God. I think it's whatever the reflection is and his pupils in this that are makes him look
evil.
demonic, you know? So at 18 years old, Charles Yen obtained a student visa in the U.S., and he briefly attended the College of Notre Dame in Belmont, California.
Not Notre Dame you're thinking of.
Not the Notre Dame you're thinking of. But before he dropped out, he didn't continue the whole 4 years. He didn't get his degree. And after being charged in relation to a hit-and-run offense, Charles lied about his birthplace and joined the Marines. So, because I was confused too when I saw that he was a veteran, I had to do more digging into that because I'm like, well, he's here on a visa. How would he be in the U.S. military? But that's how he did it. He cheated the system for some reason.
Yeah.
So after joining the Marines, he was caught stealing military weapons and served 3 years at Leavenworth.
What? Holy crap.
Yes.
Stealing military weapons?
Yes.
I wonder what kind.
I have no idea.
Like machine guns?
Maybe.
That'd be crazy.
But while he was at Leavenworth, he met Leonard Lake, who was a deviant who was also serving there. And so upon his release...
I bet Leavenworth is haunted AF. Dude.
Probably. I have no interest in going there because it's so scary.
It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But Charles moved in with Leonard Lake, and the two began a campaign of abduction, rape, and murder at Lake's remote cabin near Wileyville, California, which is about 150 miles east of San Francisco.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And
Dude's inherently evil.
And they did this from 1983 to 1985.
Good God.
And so the cabin was basically a remote fortified compound, and it was hidden in the back property. Hidden in the back property was a bunker, which was complete with soundproof rooms, a hidden torture chamber, two-way mirrors, and cells.
Good God.
Yeah.
So it was like, it is like a murder house.
It is a murder house.
There's no way it's still standing.
It's not. But
yeah, there's no way
so
they're going to leave that
This is the
up.
one that I'm going to say, I know technically I told you guys this was going to be properties that were directly haunted by true crime. Though the house is not standing there, it is haunted, and we'll get into that. So fear not. But Lake, this is what's going to make it all make sense to you about him. So Lake called it Operation Miranda, which basically was a sick fantasy inspired by the novel The Collector. And same as the movie. So in which a man kidnaps a woman and keeps her captive.
Wow.
So he wanted to do that, basically. And altogether, basically, when the police finally found them and they were able to search the property, they found the bodies of 7 men, 3 women, 2 baby boys, and 45 pounds of bone fragments. And all of that would be recovered from the cabin site.
Jeez.
Yeah. So there are estimated to be 11 at minimum, because that's how many victims they had found. But it's estimated between 11 to 25 total victims.
Dude. Wow.
And
like, after something has been committed on a plot of land like that, I think that it will be forever just
at least residually haunted. Yeah, I completely agree. Doesn't necessarily mean that there is intelligent hauntings, although it's a prime type of place for it to attract entities that are trying to feed off of that energy. But it is at minimum residually haunted. So the killings, though, only came to an end through chance. So technically happened, having broken their vice that they were using to torture their victims, Lake and Yin drove into town to get a replacement. You know, when you just break your torture vice. And so the clerk at the lumber yard spotted Yin trying to shoplift the vice and called the police.
Wow.
So he messed up hardcore. And when they arrived, Charles had departed on foot. And upon being arrested, Lake gave the police the name of his partner and then swallowed 2 cyanide pills he had taped to the collar of his shirt.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He died 4 days later.
Cyanide didn't get 2 cyanide pills?
Because they watched him swallow them.
So they were able to get him out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but not
but
enough.
Them bad boys will start foaming up.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Not enough to not kill him, though. So
Goodness
he died 4 days later. Charles, however, had disappeared. And so in Charles's absence, the police began investigating Lake's cabin. And so in addition to the corpses and the body parts, they also unearthed caches of weapons, personal effects from the victims, and even videotapes of Lake and Yin raping and killing in their bunker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Yin's habit of shoplifting that proved his undoing. And so
it's always that way.
Yeah.
Like it's always that one mistake.
right.
They'll eventually make it.
Little weakness, you know.
Yeah. They'll eventually make it.
Yeah. And so the way that Charles got caught was he was leaving a Calgary, Alberta shop and was challenged by security guards over grocery items in his bag because the man just could not stop shoplifting. It just was not in his ability,
Sounds
obviously. He then drew a gun, and in the ensuing struggle, one of the officers was shot in the hand. Canadian police charged him with robbery, attempted robbery, possession of a firearm, and attempted murder. And more importantly, U.S. authorities now knew where he was.
Wow.
And so after a protracted extradition, complicated by Charles's lies over his nationality, he was finally brought back to face trial in California in 1991.
We got to watch a documentary on this.
I
Dude.
know.
There's got to be one.
I know. When
have we
I
not known
found
about
this
this?
story, I was like, JT's going to be obsessed with this.
Yeah, I do.
Because it's giving her Baumeister.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
In a partnered way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Which we don't internally
everyone's
know.
saying her Baumeister had a partner.
Supposedly. I'm not.
We're not going to get into that.
No, but I have my opinions.
We did an episode on that, I think.
Yeah,
already.
I have my opinions that he might have had a partner in that. But regardless, it's giving her Baumeister.
Yeah.
So Charles tried everything to delay the trial, frequently firing his lawyers, changing the location of the trial, and even applying to defend himself like these crazy people keep trying to do. If you're a serial killer, you're not good enough to be a lawyer. I'm sorry. Yeah, Ted Bundy, barely. He didn't even save himself.
No, he sucked.
Yeah. And so Charles tried basically to do all of that, and then the trial finally ended up taking place in 1999 and lasted 8 months. And so the jury deliberated for 2 weeks before finding Charles Yin guilty of the murder of 6 men, 3 women, and 2 baby boys. Something I didn't write down, but I should probably mention, they do believe that most of these were families that they were killing.
Yeah.
So, but did you hear that? He was sentenced to death.
Yeah.
In California.
Yeah, but
I know.
Means nothing now, but
I
yes.
know, but that's crazy, isn't
It
it?
is crazy.
So in 2001, a San Francisco judge found Nguyen and Lake responsible for the death of a missing auto trader, Paul Cosner. Nguyen is currently at San Quentin Prison in California. No execution date has been set as he is appealing his conviction. So
good luck on that, bud.
When it comes to the hauntings, though, the cabin and bunker were demolished shortly after the case ended. However, paranormal investigators, local sheriffs, and nearby residents report that something still lingers on the land.
I bet it does.
Yeah. And from what it sounds like, it does seem very much so like it's all residual haunting, but that is up for interpretation to anybody. But people report hearing screams. So several visitors and paranormal teams have reported hearing screams coming from the woods, especially at night. And they say it's not just faint whispers. They claim that they hear distinct cries for help or gut-wrenching wails.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's residual.
Yeah. Super.
That gives me chill bumps.
I know. And so people also report seeing humanoid figures, shadow figures darting between trees or appearing near the bunker where it once stood. And some say the figures watch silently, while others describe them as aggressively rushing or blinking in and out of sight.
That's fun.
Which to me,
I want to go now.
To me, that sounds like little low inkling, entities that just are lurking and trying to scoop up all that energy that they can.
I love it.
They're just like low vibration entities, if you will.
When we start up Ghosts next year, we need to head to this place.
Yeah,
that would make this
cool.
a stop.
That would be
even
really
though it's
cool.
cross country.
Yeah,
that's what the RV's for, but still.
That is true. Also, people experience cold spots. So even in warm months, parts of the land are reported to be unnaturally cold. People describe feeling like they are being watched or stalked, and several have left abruptly due to nausea, dizziness, and sudden emotional breakdowns. People have caught really interesting EVPs. Some claim to have captured voices saying, "Don't leave, I'm still here," and even saying Charles Yin's name.
Ooh.
Equipment frequently malfunctions, batteries drain instantly, cameras glitch, and audio devices go silent during active moments. I know.
I don't want to go.
And then the last thing people encounter are disembodied voices. So people claim to hear whispering conversations in the woods that are unintelligible but unmistakably human. And in one case, a group of investigators described hearing 2 distinct male voices arguing, though no one else was on the property. So that is that particular one. I figured you would love that.
Oh, yeah. No, I do love that. I wanted to go until I heard that batteries get drained and cameras get messed up because I'll tell you right now, as a filmmaker and also ghost hunter and a man who makes his living off of trying to film the paranormal, it is very difficult. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars on batteries, and they all just get drained.
Yeah.
Live streams get paused, cut.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
'Tis the nature of the game, though. That's to be expected, to be honest.
Says the person that doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, they messed with my spirit box. Remember on the last investigation, my spirit box got drained, and then literally we plug it into some janky little cord for less than 2 minutes, and it's fully charged again.
Yeah. It's weird all around.
Yeah.
It's weird all around. Like the camera you're watching this through, every time I turn it on, I don't have it on auto iris because everything's manual in this camera, and it just the iris jumps everywhere. I have to constantly look over. If you see me looking over, I'm making sure the iris hasn't jumped because Jingles likes to mess with it. It's true.
So there you go.
Makes my job in life very difficult.
Well, this last one is fun. It's an interesting story because there's no human criminal, supposedly, in this one.
Wait, a ghost? A ghost did it? Ooh.
So this one is called the Doris Bither House, or sometimes called the Entity House.
Zach Bang is on it now?
No.
Oh.
And so they call it the Entity House because this house and story is what inspired the movie The Entity.
Ah, I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
Well, you might want to watch it after this.
I feel like there's like 7 movies called The Entity.
Probably. But mostly it's called that because in the 1970s, Doris Bither claimed to be physically assaulted by an entity in her home.
Ooh.
And so essentially how this went down, Doris Bither contacted parapsychologist Barry Taff in 1974 to relate alarming phenomena she experienced.
Why is that such a like
parapsychologist
name?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah.
Call Barry.
Oh, also, this is the house. It's in Culver City, California.
It looks like a Culver City house.
Yeah. And so she calls Barry Taff in 1974 to tell him about the phenomena she was experiencing at her home located at 11547 Braddock Drive. And at the time, Taff was working in the now defunct parapsychology lab run by Thelma Moss at the University of California, Los Angeles.
Really? Mm-hmm. They had one at UCLA?
Yeah, they did.
That's
not anymore,
crazy.
but in the 70s they did.
Wow. 70s was a good time.
It's an interesting time. And so with the assistance of Carrie Gaynor, Taft conducted a preliminary interview of Bither's paranormal claims. And so this interview revealed that Bither did have a history of physical and substance abuse along with a traumatic childhood. So when we go through this, that is something important to note because that is a part of why some people like to debunk this case, but it is still interesting nonetheless. Now, investigators are also found that Bither and her 4 children were living illegally in the condemned home that was in severe disrepair. But apparently, soon after Doris Bither relocated from Santa Monica to this house in Culver City, a strange woman visited the home. The woman, whom she described as Hispanic, warned her that her home was malevolent, calling it an evil dwelling.
Whoa.
Doris questioned her further, but the woman said no more and instead turned to leave. Bither alleged, Bither alleged that she was attacked and raped by one or several invisible entities.
Raped? Mm-hmm. By an entity?
By an entity. Which...
I mean, the one time I've heard about that, it was the West African entity, the
Popobawa?
The Popobawa.
Yeah.
That's really the main thing that
American
comes to
Horror
mind.
Story, but it's so the thing is technically not out of the realm of question because if we're talking about the way that succubus is, succubi, I guess, would exist, then that's who's to say that's not.
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
guess, but still crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
It is still a very insane
just
claim.
unbelievably rare.
Yeah, very.
Yeah,
very much so. And so basically, she was claiming that all this was happening, and Doris reported that 3 beings assaulted her both physically and sexually, leaving distinct bruises on her body. She described her assailants as 2 smaller entities and 1 larger. During these repeated attacks, the smaller entities often held her down while the larger one forced himself on her.
Good God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this episode's going to be explicit now.
Yeah. More benign manifestations recounted by Bither included luminous, transparent human shapes and poltergeist-type events.
Lord.
And so accounts show that her sons also attested to believing in these beings, even being attacked by the forces at one point. So the whole family is claiming that this is happening. Wow. So Taff and Gaynor visited the home for the first time on August 22nd, 1974, with repeated visits over a 10-week period. The investigators did not look into the spectral rape allegation as the alleged violence preceded their involvement in the case, and Taff himself believes such incidents did not occur. Which, again, it's very up to interpretation. I mean, are you going to take her word at face value, or are you just going to pretend to not acknowledge it, basically? Yeah. And they chose the latter because they were only going off of things that happened while they were there, it seemed like. But
I feel like that's not entirely fair, but okay.
I agree personally. But yeah, and a lot of people, so
maybe they're trying to see it with no emotion.
Right.
But
and I will say, I don't really go into it fully about this, but there is a lot of criticism on the way this case was investigated. And from both sides. Some people say the whole thing was just a hoax and like all of it was just poor investigation. And then some people think more on the side of like they didn't give credence to the accounts that happened.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Not all of that to say, there's some drama around this particular case, but we're just going to talk about how it went down. So, during the course of their visits, investigators noted that Taft called poltergeist activity objects falling from shelves by themselves, strange lights, bad odors, and cold zones in the house. The researchers indicated that those occurrences decreased over the course of their visits. They were joined in their visits by an acquaintance of Bither's who said she could communicate with spirits, as well as a large number of people related to the laboratory or to Taff and Gaynor in one way or another. But Taff and Gaynor, in addition to Bither herself, are the only ones who offered a description of unusual occurrences. Photographs of what appears to be light are the only objective evidence gathered in the course of the visits. The images were taken by both Taff and Gaynor with an instant film Polaroid SX70 camera and a 35mm camera.
Okay.
So the investigators indicated they encountered moving balls of light, but what the images show takes a different appearance, a circular band of light, which I have that photo as well. I have this photo, which is kind of, I think, what they're going for with the static light.
Yeah.
In a regular bright light line and shapeless overexposed areas. The light was often accompanied by Doris's presence. So this is a photo that was taken during their investigation.
Dude.
And then this one, I think, is the most interesting one, the Rings of Light, because that's Doris.
That is very cool.
That is very cool. But yeah, so that's her on the bed. And I think it's interesting that the light's arcing over her. Just
knowing how a lens works, there's no reason for like if you want to call that lens refraction, there's absolutely no reason why the light is in like different just in different parts of the lens like that, because I'm not going to get into the science of a lens, but it wouldn't do that.
Right. Also, this is a photo they deem suspicious because this is not like a scratch in the film. Supposedly, that was light.
Yeah.
All of which I think are really interesting. Of course, with all paranormal evidence, it can be debated, but especially when it comes to film cameras.
Yeah, but like with this, like you could recreate that easily.
Oh, that's why this one, especially, I was like, I will include it, but supposedly they say this is
absolutely.
Light. Like I said, I think the arching light one is probably the most compelling out of all of them. But Taff and Gaynor brought an infrared camera, but accidentally overexposed the film, rendering it unusable, which is super annoying, but happens. An analysis of the photographs attributed the result of common photography mistakes, such as a thin object close to the camera, an accidental manipulation of the exposure dial. But in the case of the 35 millimeter pictures, mishaps in the development process may yield results similar to what is shown. So, for instance, this one.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, even if those mistakes are discounted, none of the lighter areas of the photographs are consistent with the trail of moving light. This is someone's opinion on this, by the way, which would leave a photograph, leave on photographic material. And based on Bidler's story, the observations and photographs, Taft concluded paranormal phenomena must have been involved, calling the case a haunting.
I agree. I think it's a haunting.
I completely agree, too.
I believe her, too.
Yeah. Well, so that's the problem.
Just because she has a messed up childhood doesn't mean she's gonna like say that ghosts rape her.
Right.
And they don't.
I completely agree. That is, like, they tried every way to discredit her by saying she's living in the house illegally. Listen, things happen. People, are in hard spots.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like, sure, mental illness does need to be taken into account anytime you're dealing with paranormal, because it should always be mental health first and then paranormal. And when you can't ascribe the incidents to mental health, then you can start really digging deep.
Yep.
That's typically the way most responsible investigators go about it. So I don't blame them for questioning it at first, but they did really try hard to discredit some of the more extreme claims that she made. But they're not impossible.
Yeah.
It's not like we've never heard of that through folklore, happening. And also it's just the fact that, like, a creepy old woman came up to her house and was like, "Your house is malevolent."
Yeah, literally.
It's like, that's so cinematic. But also, I'm like, maybe you should have just listened to the creepy old lady, But all of that being said.
That's awesome.
I think all three of those stories are very interesting.
Extremely. It's a good episode.
Thank you. Yeah. So, honestly, I think we should do more of these because these were kind of fun to talk about. But hopefully y'all enjoyed today's episode. And if there are any cases that you'd like us to cover that are true crime paranormal fusion and you'd like to see something like this again, let us know. But with that, my name is Madison Timmons.
And I'm JT Timmons.
And don't forget, next time you're walking down the street, you might just be passing a perfect 10.
Stay spooky.
Paradise is back.
It's finally here.
In a new location, Costa Rica. There will be adventure, drama, and romance.
All gas, no brakes. That's my vibe.
Ready to find some love.
But it wouldn't be paradise without surprises along the way.
These kids need to learn.
That's right. Your favorite Golden alums are crashing the beach.
We bring in a party, baby.
Bachelor in Paradise. New Mondays at 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Spooky, y'all.